Okay. So first of all, I am just absolutely ecstatic about what has happened here and how this has grown. It's grown organically. It's grown from the heart. It's grown because you've grown it and you're inviting your team members on, and that's what it's all about. I just feel like that the more people that become a part of this, the more synergy there's going to be among us. And not only that, it's really fun to know that there's right now 53 other women besides myself that that have a desire and a passion to break through barriers that have been holding us back our whole lives, and in all different areas. I was thinking about this today about, all of us want to be better in business. How this all started was because of this going to this Life Vantage conference, and we're all wanting to move forward in business. Now, there's a few ladies that are in this group that aren't a part of Life Vantage. That's totally fine, because we all need breakthroughs in different areas of our life and business and relationships and in stuck places. And we're finding out why we're stuck. And that's the biggest part of this. So just to recap what and how this started, I gave my story, but I'm going to recap it quickly. And this is the important part of how this began. So the foundation was that it was made very clear to me the direction that I was to take. And now I get to be blessed, honored, and sometimes I wonder, what am I doing and how am I doing it and how am I going to get myself and everybody else there? But this is a part of the journey of breakthrough, and all of you are going to experience this. It takes one person when you're flying a thing of eagles to break through, and then next thing you know how the birds start flying and the next person goes as the others get tired. It's what I feel like we are. There's no one person. We are all going to be moving into that place as we're moving together. So it's not just one great leader. It's just the inspiration came and I went. So this is what I was instructed to do. I really feel like it was a download from heaven, was imagination, declaration, focus, confession, I ams, visualizations, and the law of attraction. And that came to me during the Eric Worre. I explained that on my our first Zoom that I had that most of you, and if not all of you, have watched at this point. And so then it would come that here comes Bob Proctor unpackaging exactly what was downloaded to me. I mean, that to me alone was mind-blowing. What it meant was it's going to work. What that meant to me when that took place, such faith rose up inside of me, was it's going to work. And so if it worked for him, it's going to work for me, especially when the download came. And I just have 100% faith in myself, in God, in every single one of you, that this is going to work. Because you are putting your faith out there saying, and have this desire inside of me going, pick me, pick me. How many of you feel that, when there's activations going on in the room and people are like just speaking life, and you feel this little thing inside of you going, pick me, pick me. I mean, that's your spirit just reaching out saying, I want that too. Well, this is what my spirit was doing towards this direction when Bob Proctor was speaking. I was just going, pick me, I want that too. And I think all of our spirits were leaping. So, so what happens when we leave that and start walking into our daily life now? We've got to start taking these steps and directions. And that's what I was most concerned about was, am I going to take the steps necessary to change the paradigm that's inside of me, to change my life once and for all? I'll tell you, I consider myself a self-help junkie. I am the McDonald's drive-through the self-help book, read, listen to seminars. And I have been filling my mind with information and self-help and inspirational materials for, I don't know, years and years. I would say since I was about 17 or 18 years old is when I began. And it used to be back even in the, I'm sorry, but I went through the name it and claim it days and the word faith movement, and I was name it and claim it. I mean, I wanted it back then, but there was paradigms that were stuck inside of me that were so stuck that I never was breaking out of. So this to me has just been a great, sorry I keep doing that with my hair. I am sweating like a bullet. I just got out of the hardest exercise class of the week. I am absolutely smoldering right now. So I am sorry. I don't mess with my hair. I am just like sweating down my back. Sorry. So I know it's distracting, but I'm so hot right now. I'm probably having a hot flash on top of that. I digress. Let's go back to what we're talking about. So, overview. So what have we done so far? We have, thanks guys for being patient with me. We have written down our I ams. Now, as everybody on here today, I can kind of pop around and see most of you now that are on here. We have 14 people. Most of you now, you have done your I ams. You've written them down. Is that correct? Yes? Everybody's written them down. Perfect. Okay. Yep, I see heads nodding in cars and such. Okay, there's some of you I've already asked, how many of you have recorded them? Yes, some have, okay, and some haven't, and that's okay. That's all right, because those of you that haven't recorded them, you were saying that you've been working on them. So Allison, you said you've been declaring them all day long and shouting them out loud, so that's exactly what it's about. That's why we write them down. And then, how many of you now have, so you would have 2 or 3 days now of getting up in the morning and writing down at least 5 things to be thankful for. Right out of the gate, right out of the morning, wake up in the morning, I am thankful for. Perfect. That's really where we began. And then we were going to start talking and start putting our mind where we want to go. Where are we now? Where do we want to go? And where do we want to be? And I'm going to trust that you have written that in to your I ams, into your declarations, which I ams pretty much are the same as a declaration. I'm going to give you an example of one of my I ams, which is also a declaration. And I'll tell you, I've been, when you have the time during the day, Google on YouTube Bob Proctor and just look him up, and a lot of all this material that I'm giving you is going to be material that it's not mine individually. I'm getting it, I'm downloading it to myself, and then by talking about it, it's sealing it inside of me. You can't hear it enough. I actually emailed Darren Jensen today and said, Darren, we really want that Bob Proctor stuff. And so I'm like, will you please send it? I said, there's a lot of women out here waiting for that. So I said, when are we going to get that? We really want to get that incorporating. And I told him about our little group that we're doing here. And I'm like, we would really like to do that before we get through our verse. But meanwhile, we're doing it ourselves. And I think that was part of my motive, because I thought, what if we don't get that? What are we going to do? Let's take action ourselves. So, but this is an example of a declaration that I want to give you. And this is a direct declaration that I actually loved, that Bob Proctor gave. Now, Stacy, you were saying when you started writing your I ams, it kind of is clunky at first, like I am ? I am brave. I am brave. Yes, I am brave. Okay, I am successful. Well, I really am not quite successful yet, but I am successful. I mean, it's kind of hard to get that momentum going in your I ams. I've sat down with people in the past years when I was doing this years ago, and they literally could not write one I am down on paper. Astounding. Not really, but it was, because they were that stuck. They couldn't. Matter of fact, the paradigm inside of them was saying, that's arrogant. That's proud. You can't say that, because that sounds arrogant, and you can't be proud, because God loves the humble heart. Oh, please. Don't even get me started on that kind of stuff. He does love the humble heart, but he also created us. So don't even get me started on that. But that's what happens. That whole mindset of what they were stuck in won't even let them say who they are, because some of us that were raised in the religious church, I am a worm. We were taught that we were worms, under the ground. And we weren't taught that we were daughters of the Most High God. Sorry, I'm getting that again. But sorry, this is my Zoom. I'm going to talk about God if I want to, okay? Is that all right with you guys? If it's not, just throw that part out. If it is, then come on, let's go. So here it is. This is what he says. I loved it, and I wrote it down. I made it mine. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. Bam! You want me to read it again? I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And he says that he would say it 100 times a day, as well as his other declarations. I was like, yes, why not? And you know, when I first wrote that down and I re-recorded my recording to put it in, I felt this little twinge come up inside of me, like, really? I mean, really? Come on, you know? How many sources do you really have out there, for one? And you know what? You are really materialistic right now to think that, you know. So that's a paradigm that I'm butting up against right now. When you start doing that, you'll butt up against those paradigms that are going to try to come up. And guess what? Keep that lid on me. So I felt it as I was saying it, and I just want you to say that that's why we're doing this. So if you feel, when you're doing these I ams and you feel these little things that start butting up against that which you are saying, you know you're going in the right direction. That's all I'm going to say, is that you are walking in the right direction and going in the right direction, because there is obviously something inside you that needs to leave. And those paradigms that are stuck inside of us, you know, yes, we're going to be bringing new things in, but there's going to be things inside of us the same way. I'm going to digress, but this is really important. The same way that I think I talked about it before, that you know, oxidative stress gets stored in our cells, and that as a result of protandum, oxidative stress is leaving our cells. Well, those memories of those paradigms, which are lies of who we are, also have to be released through right out of our cells, because our cells have memory. My heart has told me for years that no matter what you try, you're going to fail. You'll do it for a little while, but then you're going to fail. You don't finish what you start. Those are things that have been locked up inside of me. And guess what's happened through me through the years? I don't finish what I start. Now, some of you don't have that particular problem. Some of you might. I mean, I can't even do a thing of dishes, and I find myself going in the bathroom, and next thing you know, I'm cleaning the bathroom and my dishes are still sitting there. Anybody relate with that? You know, it's kind of silly, but it is a paradigm that I believed about myself. So, you know, guess what? One of my I ams is I am disciplined. So that's just an example of how we're going to be butting up against lies that we need to get released from us. And how are we going to get a new paradigm? We're going to deposit the truth. And the truth is, I am organized. I am disciplined. I am brave. Okay, the next one. Now, this is the one that if you haven't already written it down, I'm going to give this one to you because I thought it was a good one. And I love instead of just the I am successful. And then remember, we say it 3 times. I'm going to review this real quick for you. You say, I am successful. I am successful. I am successful. That's how you repeat these 3 times, each one 3 times with different emphasis. And when you record them 3 times with different emphasis. So it's going boom, boom. And by the time you get to the last one, I am successful. You're just like, I believe it. I feel it. And I'm going to talk about that in a little while, about the emotion of this. So the other one is, this is a good one for business, and I want to hand it to you because I thought it was great. If you don't already have it, maybe you do. If you do, high five. I am so happy and grateful that people want to hear what I have to say and join my business. Isn't that a good one? I was like, yes. I'll tell you what, after I said that for the first time, 3 times in different emphasis, I was just almost shouting. I was like, yes. I am so happy and grateful that people want to hear what I have to say and join my business. So, man, by the time I said that for the 3rd time, I'm like feeling it like crazy. So I'm going to do the next. I'm going to give you another one. This other one I thought was a good one too. Kind of goes along the same line. So now we're talking about breaking through the paradigms that we have in not being good business builders, because that's really what this started as, is that we all want to be a better business builder. We all need to be leaders. That's the beautiful thing about network marketing, is that every single one of us get to be leaders of our very own business. And if you're in another business or going to be going into another business, for those of you that aren't in this LifeVantage, I hope you are by the time this is done. But if you're not, then use this for whatever direction you are going. And so here it is. I am grateful for every business builder. So now you're just literally saying, I'm grateful. This is a thank you. This is something every day. Those people that are in your team, I was saying I was grateful for all of you today. I was like, I am so grateful for these single-minded, like-minded friends of mine that are on Zoom, walking this journey together. I mean, I can feel your energy and your drawing, and I hope you can feel mine too, and looking at each other. The beauty of Zoom, we get to look at each other and see each other nodding in agreement. The agreement that we're going through is absolutely powerful. Agreement is Jesus said, if three or more agree together, he'll show up. I mean, there's so much power in agreement. It's like, holy cow, we need to agree. The universe lines with people who agree together. So I'm grateful for you. All right. Here's the other one. This is another one that I wrote down. This is a declaration. Now, this is a true declaration. And, because of the background of my belief, and I'm just going to share it with you because it's what it is. It's the law of declaring and decreeing a thing. Now, because I believe that God created the universe and he spoke it into being, and there was a time that he came and said, tag, you're it. Now it's my turn to speak into being and speak to people and speak life to people. He spoke life to me. Now it's my turn to speak life to people and to declare and decree a thing. So I firmly read the Psalms. If you want to know what a decree is, read the Psalms. David's decreeing all day long in the Psalms. So here's a decree. I attract solid, hardworking business builders to my LifeVantage company. I attract solid, hardworking business builders to my LifeVantage company. You're taking ownership, you're declaring, you're decreeing, and you are calling into existence something that doesn't yet exist, but it's going to. This is what Bob Proctor was talking about when he was saying that when you start downloading these things into your brain, and it starts coming into your brain as an idea, a conscious idea. And I'm going to show you something, and I hope it shows up. I printed it out the best I could. I love you too, Myron. I see that. So let me see if this shows up here very well. It's going to be a little bit. Right there at the top, this is this is where he was talking about the conscious brain, the subconscious brain, and the body. All right? And so, and right here he said ideas, and then they come out, and then on the outside it says new results. Conscious mind, subconscious mind, and then this is where I wanted to show you. Get emotional. Can you read that? I'm sorry if you can't. Get emotionally involved with the idea. Now, that's kind of where I want to go with the decree and visualization. So tell me that when you begin to say, let me think of one here. Okay, here it is. One of my I ams is I am fully alive. Now, some of you might think, well, that's a strange one. I know you're alive, but you know what? I have not lived fully alive. There has been parts of myself for many years, parts of my emotional life, mental life, spiritual life that have been asleep right within me. Parts of me have been awake, but other parts of me have been asleep. And it's caused through sometimes emotional trauma, physical trauma, spiritual trauma, mental trauma, of abuse, all different reasons. Parts of our body literally shut down and go to sleep. So what I do, and I've done this for years, mind you, but I'm still doing it, is I say, I am fully alive. Matter of fact, I'll even say to myself, Becky, wake up. Becky, wake up. Every part of you, mind, soul, spirit, emotions. How many of us have sleeping emotions that are just, they're locked up, they're on lockdown, they're asleep, they're stuck in that paradigm saying, I'm not getting out of there because if I do, I'm going to get hurt. Is that a paradigm? Tell me if that's been one of your paradigms in your past. If I get emotionally involved in something, somebody, a relationship, I'm going to get hurt. That is a paradigm, and it's a lie that needs to be exposed. And we say, what if you do get hurt? You'll heal. We'll heal. So I am fully alive is one of mine. Now, when I say that, and by the time I get the first, I am fully alive. I am fully alive. I am fully alive. I mean, you begin to feel the emotions of it. And this is where Bob Proctor says that when you begin to put the idea into your head and you declare it, you decree it, the same way as children that we even, the same way that even as children that we got this paradigm. I put my hand here to say that this is our mind, and where our sensories are up here, where we feel, taste, touch, smell. Down here is our subconscious, where who we really are creates the results of our life. That's why how many of us have spent hours reading, listening to videos, self-help books? We have so much information in our brains that we could teach it like I am. But why is that information not turning into actual manifest behavior? Well, that is because of the paradigm. So how do we shift it? And that's what this is really all about. This journey is going into that place, absolutely believing that you are, and then the emotion starts happening. Now, this is interesting. I had a revelation on the way home this afternoon after exercise class. I don't know where it came from, but it just kind of dropped into my mind about how we've been taught. Tell me, how many of you have been taught, find the why that makes you cry? Anybody mad at that? Find the why that makes you cry. I hate that. I am not kidding. I'm just like, I have cried enough in my life. I just don't want to cry anymore. That was my response to that one. So I've never been able to find a why that makes me cry. I just thought that was the stupidest thing I ever heard. I'm sorry, but it is. And maybe it isn't, but at least that's how my mind thought about it. So when I was driving home this evening, that dropped back into my head, and it was so fun. I was like, oh, aha, I get it, but I got it from a different angle. It came in like through the back side of my brain or something, a completely different angle on it. It's not the why that makes you cry. It's the I am grateful for every one of my business builders. Now, how many business builders do I have? Well, I have a few, but I don't have a lot. But I'm grateful for all of them that don't exist. And that brings emotion to me. I can see in my head, 40, 50, 60 people in a room that are all active business builders, and that brings emotion to me. It brings excitement. It brings passion. It brings, oh, I can't wait. I mean, just emotion. And that's what he is talking about. Bob Proctor says, when those ideas come in, and those ideas turn to emotion, and you really begin to feel what you are saying, that's when the magic starts happening. That's when they start going down into that subconscious place of, I believe it. I really, really believe it. And emotion happens. Will it make you cry? It might not. But the important part of it, he said, is that is the subconscious mind. Here, he says, get emotionally involved with the idea. And how do you get emotionally involved with something? You have to believe it. And you have to see it. And you have to, even though, it's a thing you don't see because it's not there yet, but you have to see it in your mind. Now, I'm going to transition over quickly. I don't know how my time's gone here. I only have 40 minutes max, and then it cuts me off here. So, and it'll give me a warning. So I'm going to start trying to wind down a little bit and move over to, excuse me, to visualization. Now, when somebody says visualize, I talk to a lot of people that say, you know what, I just have a hard time visualizing things. Just for some reason, my mind, I'm not a person that puts pictures. I like words and I like to read. So I'm just going to ask a quick question. If that's you, is there anybody in there that says, you know what, visualization is kind of a place that it's a little bit hard for me to actually see a picture in my mind's eye that I'm not looking at? Anybody at all? Yeah, okay. All right. There's usually always a couple. So not everybody is, but there's always a couple. So I'm going to do a little trick. I did this with I've done this before in groups, because there's always a few people that are just like, you know, I can read it. I can look at a picture, but I can't create a picture in my mind. So for those of you that's them, I'm going to say, just kind of, you don't have to close your eyes, but sometimes if you do, it helps. So if you close your eyes and then say, I want you to see in your mind an elephant. You can see his trunk, you can see his tail kind of wagging with that little bushy thing on the end of his tail, kind of slapping the sides of his body, and you see his trunk up, and he's kind of swinging it around and throwing some water over on his back. And so can you really clearly visualize that? Okay, now I want you to see that elephant, and I want you to see that elephant turn pink. I want you to see a big pink elephant. Does everybody see a big pink elephant? Okay. I want you to know that you have the ability to visualize. You just did it. Okay, that's how easy it is. All right, isn't that kind of an aha? All right, I want you to know there's not one person on the earth that does not have the ability to visualize. Isn't that awesome? You just had your first experiment. So there you go. Now you can visualize. So how do we visualize, and what are we going to visualize? So you can take a handful of these, and which one that you feel. I am picking probably my hardest declaration, a couple of my hardest declarations. The one that says, I attract solid, hardworking business builders to my LifeVantage company. That's a really big need for all of us to grow, that we have to go there when we start this burst, right? That is probably one of the biggest things that we're going to need to prepare our hearts for, our minds for, and be equipped and believe that they're coming before we enter into this burst. Because why are we bursting? We're just not bursting to get customers. You will get customers. We're bursting to build our business. So we have to start that foundation. So what is that going to look like in your head? Eric says shoot for 20. So close your mind, close your eyes at when you're saying that, and see in your house sitting around you 20 people sitting around your table. See 20 bodies with their pens and papers in hands writing their lists of people, that they're just writing their list, and they are absolutely all in. So that's a way that you can visualize that. And the other one is, I'm visualizing I am a Pro 7 by October 2016. That's my high, hard reach. It feels high, it feels hard, and I'll tell you what, when I say it, I promise you, I am bumping so hard up against that thing right now. Even as I say it, I feel myself bumping hard, up against that. So whatever that is for you, I am a Pro 3, I am a Pro 4, I am a Pro 5, and at minimum, every one of you should be going Pro 3, and I'm going to make Pro 3. So maybe one of your declarations for those of you that are a Pro, there you go, you're going to be a Pro 5, that are a Pro 3 now, or a Pro 4, or Pro 5, Pro 7. I know we have got We got a Pro 7 in here right now. So, you know, you want to visualize a room full of brand new Pro 3s just signed up racing to Pro 3. You want to visualize all your Pro 5s and your Pro 6s, and who knows where you're going to be by then. I mean, holy cow, you might be a Pro 10 by then. Pro, you know, whatever, shoot for the stars. So, so those are the things that are going to be really important for us to actually visualize. Going to have to practice saying it so many times that it is going to be, you know, what if you could see it, it wouldn't be faith. So we have to mix that faith with it and believe it's going to happen. Our subconscious mind does not know the difference between truth and fiction. It only knows what we tell it. So when we are constantly telling that subconscious, the same way as Bob Proctor gives the example of, here's the bottom half of that circle where he says that, and there's that split where the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, when we are born, there is no line. We are just this little open vessel that all these things are being poured into. And then all of a sudden we go to school and our teacher says, hey, stop imagining. Get your mind back in here. You're supposed to be listening to, you know, don't look out the window and, you know, get your mind in gear. And pretty soon, oh, I'm not supposed to be dreaming about that over there or imagining that. I'm supposed to be learning this book stuff. And next thing you know, here it comes. Meanwhile, all those years that our parents, whatever our environment is, we're a product of our environment, that's there. But this is an opportunity for us as adults to take that cap, change all that down inside that subconscious level with effort. I promise you, this is not going to be easy. It's not just something that is a walk in the park and you're going to be changed by tomorrow. It took you a long time to get where you are. It's going to take work, constant, conscious effort of believing, of faith, visualizing you where you want to go, believing it, confessing, and walking and walking and walking. And what we're doing here is just creating just a simple accountability group that we can hop on that Facebook page and chat. If you have something that you want to be like, oh my goodness, I hit that wall so hard today and I felt like I slid down, you know, restarting each other, reuniting each other and one another. So let me see. How are we doing for time here? I have no idea, but I'm pretty much ready to wrap up here. Let me see if there's anything that I wrote down that I absolutely am burning to share that I didn't remember. So excuse me while I read my notes that I was writing today. Okay, one last thing. I'm gonna, and I'll talk a little bit more about this because I'm getting more schooled. I've been studying quantum physics. I am just obsessed with quantum physics. I've been studying quantum physics for the last couple of years, and I'm turning that knowledge right now and bringing some more understanding. My best friend, he just finished his book on quantum physics, and I'm having some discussions with him, and I want to bring this into quantum physics and the law of attraction. Because what this all results in is the actual physical vibration of what's happening in our bodies, what we are releasing through our declarations, through our words, through our paradigm shifts. This is what actually is going out and causing a law of attraction to come back to us. And so that's going to be something that I'm going to be unpackaging a little bit more. It's kind of a mysterious thing, and some people don't believe in it. Some people all believe in it. I believe that there is something to that, because I know that when I come into a presence of somebody who is like-minded with me, all of a sudden I feel a resonance. The word I always use is resonate. I resonate with that person, and you just kind of almost feel this kindred vibration. And I have actually looked at people and said, I don't know you, but I love you. I've said that to more people than you'll ever know. I mean, it just happens because there's a resonation, there's a vibration, there is a law of attraction that takes place. So how in this transformation of where we're going can we begin to draw that to us? What kind of people do we want to surround ourselves with? That law of attraction. And law of attraction for business, for life, for relationships, for finances, with our children, all the above. So we'll talk and unpackage that a little bit more. So with that, I think that's really what I have for you tonight. I really just wanted to kind of dial down with the declarations, changing these I ams and working these I ams and turning them into declarations, and then really begin that process of visualizing these things and really practicing that. And then we'll come back. I plan on doing another one of these Sunday night. Will be our next one at 6:30. So, you know, we can, if you can prepare for that or take time for it, we'll record it again. We've got a few more spaces now in the group. I'm just going to let you know, in the group, we're up to about, I don't know, we're 46 people. 50 people can fit on my Zoom before I have to upgrade. Right now, there's only 17, so I can imagine that any one time we'll have plenty of room. But just so you know, only 50 people at a time can fit into my particular Zoom package, and I think that's fine. I think we'll, in any given night, we probably wouldn't have 50. But if you want to prepare, have people on that haven't been on before, know if you add them to the group, make sure they sign that. I'm just going to say, make sure they sign that agreement. That is because I want the group to be in agreement. I just don't want stalkers. You know, I'm too busy for that. I mean, and you are too. I just want people that are in there that mean business, that they mean to change their life and paradigm, and we're going to see the results of it. And if they want to come in and be with us, then yay, bring your team members in, however that looks, and have them sign that, I so-and-so hereby, and that's just your commitment. And basically all that is I'm saying, let's give our yes, the power of the yes. Even Bob Proctor talked about the yes. When you give your yes, there's a power in that agreement in your own self. So that to me is saying they give their yes that they're going to take this journey. And then the second one is have them watch the first Zoom so they get a good background, and then this one so they're kind of caught up. And then, you know, we'll have some future ones come on. So with that, and having said that, anybody have Rosemary Allen, raise your hand, lower hand. Did you have a question? Rosemary? Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can. I'm going to unmute everybody for a minute. I'm hoping that I'm sure we don't have a bunch. Let me manage everybody. I'm going to unmute. Okay, everybody's unmuted. So Rosemary, did you have a question?
Yes, I can't really hear. I'm not sure if you can hear me by the tablet or by the phone. I'm on my phone because I can see you on the Zoom, but I can't hear you. So I'm picking you up on my phone for the volume. But what I was talking about is the quantum physics that you're doing. I was just raising my hand to say, yes, I'm all into quantum physics. And I think that's a great idea and a good way to wrap it all up together.
Yeah, I agree, Rosemary. And maybe once this gets recorded, maybe you can go back and listen to it, and you'll be able to hear a little better, you know, on a recording even than maybe tonight. If it was a little, hopefully, I'm sure it recorded fine. They usually do. So anybody else have any last words or statements, declarations?
I have a quick question.
Yeah,
I have a quick question. So the declarations and the I ams are different, right?
Well, I would say that they really cross over.
Okay.
An I am is actually declaring who you are.
Okay. So we're just adding those ones you gave us tonight could be more that we could record onto what we've already done and listen to them.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
Absolutely. And maybe there'll be a few of those declarations that you want to pull out and say even a little more deliberately.
Yeah.
The I ams is really for changing that paradigm of those lies locked up inside of us, getting those lies unlocked and out, and the new truth and reality within. Those other declarations are like, I am putting this force of quantum energy into my sphere, my surroundings, my universe, you know, and my life. And those are the kind of declarations that we're wanting to, like, speak life. Like Jesus said, let there be light, there was light. You know, let there be, you know, this. And so that's more of that. So they do cross over, but the intentionality of declaring, decreeing, and then building the emotion into that, like knowing I believe it. I'm going to say it until as far as I'm concerned, it's done, even though I haven't got my first person signed up yet. That's the place that we want to move our belief to.
Got it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Hey,
Great job.
Hey, Becky, remember, Brenda. Hi, honey. Sorry, that's my dog. Sorry. Remember how this morning I was talking with you about, never mind. Just mute me.
It's okay. Try it. It's all right. We can hear you okay.
Okay, sit down. Okay. So we have a question. Shush. So anyways, remember this morning, Becky, when I was talking with you about how I was really hurt and angry and it was really hard to say my I ams. And so like, if you're having a bad day and you're just having a really difficult time saying your I ams, maybe kind of giving a little something about that, you know, kind of like what you shared with me, or a little insight about how to shift that so you can say your I ams from your whole self.
I'm wondering if I shouldn't even, that one will blow a lot of people's minds, my training on that. So I'm wondering, I think that's a great idea, Brenda. I don't think I have enough time for it tonight, but I actually would love to train everybody on that. You guys, if you think I'm crazy now, you're really going to think I'm crazy when I'm done with that.
Bring it.
Come on, girl.
Seriously, you are. It's one of the most bizarre trainings that I have ever had, and life-changing. Brenda knows, as being a massage therapist, and one of my best friend, who is also a counselor who trained me in counseling, has actually uses this in her counseling. My homeopath took what I'm going to share with you on Sunday night. I'll commit to that now. And she uses this in her practice in homeopathy because it actually shifts the DNA of your body. There's your little precursor to come. What's to come? Because we all will get stuck in that place. And if any of you in between now and Sunday find your place like Bren did today, she's known this because we've been friends for a long time, so she knows what this is. And so I just reminded her, remember to do this. And what happened, Bren?
Oh, it totally cleared it. It totally made a complete difference. And I was able to say my I ams from my heart, from my soul, my spirit, from my whole self, instead of that part of me that's still angry and resentful and frustrated of something that was pretty raw that had happened, you know, earlier in the day, or, you know.
So I'm just going to give the invitation to any one of you. If that happens to you, then message me and let's do a Facebook FaceTime. And I'll talk to you personally about that. I'm praying that none of you will, but if you do and you're just like, oh, I'm just like, I am on a wall right now and I cannot get out of it and this is not working, then I'm just going to invite you to message me and I'll open up Facebook and we'll have a face-to-face chat on Facebook. So feel free to do that if that happens. So I'm totally here for you. But if not, then I'm going to share it. It's very simple. It's ridiculously simple. I'm going to share it on Sunday night because I know our time is short now. But anyway, what a great night, and you guys are amazing, and I am just absolutely blessed that we can all go on this journey together. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, for sure. All right. So anything else before I call it a wrap and shut us down?
Thank you, Becky.
All right.
Thank you.
I love you all so much. I'm going to do hold on. I'm going to see if there's anybody else that I'm missing. I would love to do, before you hang up, I would love to do a screenshot again. I don't know, maybe one of you there, if one of you guys that are real talented there, you do a screenshot on your side too. I've got the Mac, so it's easy. Mayo, we're going to do a screenshot.
I'm not sure how to do that.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you are.
All right. I think there's.
Where's where you look cute?
Okay, ladies. All right. Love you all so much, and we will talk to you very soon. See you
Thank
Sunday.
you.
Sunday night, 30.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.